handing out yellows or reds early on and changing it. I personally believe a derby should be refereed differently, and I think this shows you the quality.
So I understand a derby should referee differently, but violence should not be introduced during a derby. No, let's stop this brainwashing. Let's stop this narrative when people like him, because of their huge following and their huge platform, or the fact that he has TalkSport backing him, you can come up and try to twist the rules of the game, or try to twist people's understanding of the game, try to brainwash people by might not have their independent thinking. What do you mean a derby should be refereed differently? Meaning you can bring in guns and you can engage in borderline career-ending tackles because the derby? Absolute nonsense. Now, should you allow the game flow a little bit? Yes. There's context to that, but what he's trying to insinuate that you can allow certain tackles. No. If you allow that, the game is going to be brought into disrepute. This game is going to get uglier and untidy, and you don't have an enjoyable game. I'm not saying referee should blow for every foul, provided it's not borderline violent conduct and you're not hurting your opposition team. Like, let's get it straight. This is bullshit. Let's go into listen to what he has to say.
Of refereeing in England, and anybody who starts coming at me saying, well, you've got nowhere to stand on this, it's definitely a red card. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a red card, and I'll tell you for why. It's a North London derby. It's a very good game.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Stick a like on the video for the algorithm and for the growth of the channel, and make sure you turn on your post notification bell, so when I post content you can get notified, or when I go on a live stream you can get notified as well. I'm going to do a reaction to a video I saw by the OGs of the game, the YouTube content creating game, Mago Bridge, and he was talking about the controversial red card that was issued to a sports player, Emerson Royal, during the North London derby. And I found this clip very, very controversial. I found his opinion very, very distasteful. I get it. You don't like Arsenal. I don't like Manchester United as well, but we can be objective and be truthful. We can see the game from different sides. We can have different opinion. But when you go to borderline being disingenuous, borderline being not entirely truthful about your opinions, deliberate lying, yes, I use the word lying, it's become a bit pathetic. Like, I get it, you want us not to draw points, but when players go beyond being tenacious, beyond being competitive within the rules of the game, there are penalties to be paid for it. That's why there's a yellow card, there's a red card, because you have to play the game within the ramification of the rules, right? There's a reason why they have the yellow card, a red card, suspension. That's why VR was even introduced to the game, to keep the rules and keep players in check, so you don't go beyond the rules and violent conduct does not come into the game and bring him to disrepute. I'm going to play this clip that I found very funny, found very, very hilarious, because it was speaking out of emotions, out of vendetta, which I understand. We can hate each other's team, but can still be objective within the ramification of the law. So let me play this.
Royale is dreadful, and I don't know why Conte picks him, and Spurs fans have got every right to say that that was a massive part with why they lost. I don't think it was a red card. I'm going to say it again. I do not think it is a red card, and I will explain myself again. I'm not going to be stubborn about this. I've had hours to reflect and see if I want to change my mind, because I will admit at the time I was disappointed as a neutral, really. I wanted a draw. I was disappointed.
You can see that his judgment is flawed. Even though he's trying hard to be objective, he's still biased, and you can feel the prejudice. He wanted a draw. Keynote, he wanted a draw. So it's difficult for human beings to be non-biased, because when we compete, there's a bit of bias there. That's why we have referees, we have officials to make sure you do not exhibit those biases or prejudice. Sometimes you do not go beyond the rules of the game. Let's go to have a listen.
That the game was ruined in the 65th minute, and a player can play a part in that. If they do something ridiculous, they can ruin a derby. But I saw it and I thought, okay, he's trying to trip him up. I don't think he's trying to stud him. And this is a derby. There's a derby tomorrow in Manchester.
He's trying to chip him up. He's not trying to stud him, but he ended up studding him on his ankle. He could have broken his ankle. The game was played in a fanatic pace. Now, let's not forget, he was trying to trip him, according to Mark. He was trying to chip him up, but he started him on his ankle. He wasn't trying to go for the ball. Now, if he tried to go for the ball and mistakes happen, I will understand that a red card will be too harsh. But when you do not, the intention is key. Even in the rules of the game, when you do not try to go for the ball and you go for his ankle, that is borderline violent conduct. And Mark understands football. He understands this. Why are you allowing the prejudice towards Arsenal to blind your sense of judgment? Why are you doing this? I get it. You have a big platform. You have a large following, court following, but that doesn't mean you should spew out nonsense. I know you have blind loyalists to you, but come on, Mark, come on, you can't be doing this. He didn't go for the ball. He tried to stall him. And that's dangerous play. And that's why he earned a red card. Let's continue to listen to Mark.
The referee in that game to be handing out yellows or reds early on and changing it. I personally believe a derby should be refereed differently. And I think this shows you the quality.
So I understand a derby should referee differently, but violence should not be introduced during a derby. No, let's stop this brainwashing. Let's stop this narrative when people like him, because of their huge following and their huge platform, or the fact that he has TalkSport backing him, you can come on and try to twist the rules of the game, or try to twist people's understanding of the game, try to brainwash people by might not have their independent thinking. What do you mean a derby should be refereed differently? Meaning you can bring in guns and you can engage in borderline career-ending tackles because it's a derby? Absolute nonsense. Now, should you allow the game flow a little bit? Yes. There's context to that, but what he's trying to insinuate that you can allow certain tackles. No. If you allow that, the game is going to be brought into disrepute. This game is going to get uglier and untidy, and you don't have an enjoyable game. I'm not saying referees should blow for every foul, provided it's not borderline violent conduct and you're not hurting your opposition team. Like, let's get it straight. This is bullshit. Let's go into listen to what he has to say.
Of refereeing in England, and anybody who starts coming at me saying, well, you've got nowhere to stand on this, it's definitely a red card. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a red card, and I'll tell you for why. It's a North London derby. It's a very good game. There's half an hour to go, and I think you can get away with giving a yellow. He didn't even think about having a look at VAR for it.
No, absolute bullshit. If he tries to get the ball and same tackle went in, I understand it's a yellow. But the fact that he wasn't trying to get the ball, he was just trying to have a kick, and could have actually ended Martinez's career, even though that was not what happened at the end. But it could have ended Martinez's career. Let's not forget what happened against Stoke. Shawcross almost ended Aaron Ramsey's career. Let's not forget Eduardo. His career almost ended. Let's not forget Abu Dhabi. His career was ended by those kind of tackles. Let's stop encouraging these kind of tackles in football. I'm not saying football is not a physical exhausting game. I'm not saying people shouldn't tackle with tenacity. I'm saying do not try to destroy people's careers. Do not try to exhibit tackles that actually can hurt and end your opponent's career. I will not support that. I will not go for that. You could tackle, you could be, it's a man's game, I get it. But when you try to deliberately kick someone, deliberately try to end someone's career, I'm not for that bullshit. No, I'm not subscribing to that.
Tired of seeing replays in slow motion as well. You watch a boxing match in slow motion and the punch looks way better. This is real life and it should be played at real time. But
no, we need consistency. Bullshit. The referee did not use VAR to make his decision. He saw it, and his assistant referee had a word in his ear. That was how he made his decision. Why? This is the lying part of Mark Goldbridge. Why are you lying? The referee made his decision without going to VAR. VAR didn't. We all watched the match. It's just 24 hours ago. We all saw the match. The referee saw the tackle, and he had a word with his assistant referee, Nova, his physically present assistant referee, who helped him to reach a decision of a red card. So why are you introducing like Mark? Are you this desperate? No. Are you this desperate, Mark? This is desperation. Absolute desperation. Mark has gotten so desperate that it's involving life. We know the referee took a decision on the spot. He didn't revert to VAR. Nobody, apart from getting a second opinion from his assistant referee that was right there, the flagsman. So what are you talking about? This was not about slow motion review. It was about the referee saw the tackle and he deemed it fit to issue a red card. And if you have a different opinion, let me know why that tackle should be a yellow card. Tell me, convince me. I'm not going by this nonsense that Mark is putting out. This is absolute rubbish. Mark, I respect the fact that you're an OG in the game, but lying is part of it. You're reaching, as in you're reaching. You seeking too far to introduce lie. Like, guys, tell me, if you watched the match yesterday's Arsenal against Spurs, the red card part was the referee. Did the referee go to VAR, or was VAR having a word in his ear for him to make that decision? He didn't have to go to VAR. He saw it, and he confirmed from his linesman on the side of the pitch, and he felt that was a red card. So Mark getting desperate and saying, if you see it in slow motion, it looks worse. You're reaching. That's an absolute lie. I'm not going far with this video. Guys, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Make sure you stick a like on the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.